All right. Perfect. We are live. Let me share the stream. Copy. And then Telegram. All right. Okay. So there's the stream. Yeah, so it should be, yep, there we go. Awesome. Let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear, and then we will start what exactly happened and kind of go from there. Now, there's a few things that I wanted to kind of teach you guys about a little bit here, and, you know, just overall move sets and stuff. Perfect. Awesome. So starting with Bitcoin, you can see that pretty much the whole move set from Sunday, the minute we broke 86.5, we saw a large squeeze, and then of course that whole move set with tariffs today ended up completing. Now, I didn't really trade too much today given the fact that it was news based. I don't personally like trading news. I told you guys from a bullish perspective, we have to hold above the exponential moving averages. Any close below that, we are now in bear territory. So you can see that Bitcoin has, of course, closed below the 9 and the 20 with a very strong bearish engulfing. Right now, we're seeing some sort of relief, but again, it's not from the medium term a bullish setup. What we're most likely going to see is a wick towards the EMAs, retest that level, and then, of course, a stronger rejection. But what I wanted to kind of overall focus on was the manipulation candle we saw on Sunday. Now, for those of you that are new or, of course, have joined this channel late, what a manipulation candle is a candle with no wick at the bottom. You can see on this 4-hour candle right here, it pretty much started moving straight towards the upside. That is what we call a manipulation wick, or sorry, candle. When you have a manipulation candle mostly on weekend volume, it always 99% of the time tends to hit that zone and then bounce, or of course hit that zone and break down. And that's exactly what we saw on Bitcoin as of right now. Given the fact that Bitcoin, not only on the 4-hour time frame, but as well as on the daily time frame, we saw such a large corrective move, we have to be very careful right now looking for trades. In the short term, I told you guys this before, 77K was the bottom of the BART formation. Now, we did see a very nice rally into 95, and of course this candlestick right here. So it'd be still a little too early to jump ahead and say whether or not we are looking for a stronger move upwards. But instead, what I'm kind of paying attention to is to see what happens once, if of course Bitcoin falls back down to 77. The 77K range is something we have to be very careful of. And the reason for that is if we lose to 77K support level, the next support level is at 69.8. It's quite a large drop from there as well. You can see from the bottom of the move set, this is pretty much where that support level was on the daily. You saw 5 wicks here, and now we are seeing that same sort of retest from the bottom here, from previous resistance to new support, then a continuation. So right now, again, we have to be very careful here on the 4-hour interval. If I'm looking for shorting opportunities, it would be right below this wick right here at 85 on the dot, or 84,985, whatever you want to say it as. But that would be the first shorting opportunity as a confirmation for me for Bitcoin. A break of that level and Bitcoin heads back down into around 82, break of 82, and we're pretty much falling straight back down into 77 again. So again, so for those of you that are panicking, or of course trying to figure out what to do here, there's really not much to do, right? We had a news candle yesterday, we had a news candle today. There's a lot of noise in the market. There's going to be chopping both ways. So again, yesterday was bullish with the reserve and today was bearish with tariffs. In these sort of situations, I don't do anything. I don't panic close my spot positions. I don't leverage trade anything really unless I'm scalping. Now, speaking of scalping, you saw the Solana trade, right? So I said at 150 when Bitcoin is trading, or sorry, Solana was trading right here at 150, I said, look, we're looking for a retest of 146. Now, this is something that's kind of important, which I want you guys to kind of pay attention to. When I say 150, like Solana trading at 150, we're looking for a retest of 146. How did I know that Solana was going to go down to 146? Number one is just looking at previous price analysis. A lot of you guys you have tunnel vision, right? A lot of folks have tunnel vision in general, where they only look at the current 4-hour structure. If you were to zoom out, and remember, this was a very easy trade for Solana yesterday, even today. But from yesterday's trade, you can see Solana was trading at 146 as a resistance. We had one test here, a second test. This, of course, was the short squeeze. This was your third test, and that was a massive run all the way into 179. Very clean, right? Very clean retest, which of course was this is why I love technical analysis, because people say, oh, you know, you got lucky. It's not luck. So if you see from this V-shaped formation, look at where Solana rejected. right? Solana rejected exactly at the top of the move set at 179. It wasn't a crystal ball moment. It was just simple price action movement. So now that we've rejected 179, you can see from a bullish case, we had to hold above 146. The reason why 146 was so damn important was because from previous price, again, we already saw the resistance level being tested. This level should have been tested as support and held as support. Then we can say, yes, this is a fake out, this is a bear trap, we're going to continue pushing higher. Problem is the fact that we actually broke below 146 and saw a candlestick close below that level. So now if I'm looking for a retest in Asia hours or a trade update for Asia hours, all I would do here is I would pull my horizontal ray and I would put the chart right there. Around 139 is my short confirmation on Solana. A break of 139, and just from looking at the wicks, I can assume the fact that we will at least go down to the 134 support level, if not at least down to 136, which is still from both trades a great scalping opportunity. So that's pretty much how I trade in these sort of situations. When I don't know whether or not to be bullish or bearish, I look for trades within the 4-hour intervals in between. So that would be your trade setup from a short. Would I be looking for long positions? And I talked about this yesterday. I said, look, I'm not looking for shorts because we are above our exponential moving averages, but now we are below. So am I looking for longs? No. And the reason for that is my number one rule, of course, is if we're trading below the EMAs, we are not taking any long positions at all. Like there's zero long positions here, right? There's zero buying the dip opportunities here. The problem is that Bitcoin had such a large move upwards and then such a large move downwards. There is a lot of noise that's going to happen in these sort of situations. This is not my first time I've seen this, folks. I've seen this trade happen before. It was during the elections, of course, when you have massive volatility, but Bitcoin shot up 5,000, then immediately dropped 5,000, right? This is not this election, of course, this is from last cycle, but yes, these sort of situations happen. And again, this is why I emphasize so much as to why we are scalping. I hope you guys take today as a lesson as to why scalping is so effective. Because again, if you were someone that went long yesterday and closed your profits, right, and then you would have been chilling, versus someone that entered a swing position maybe at 92K thinking that this was the bottom and they ended up getting absolutely wrecked on the way towards the downside. That is why scalping is your friend. Scalping is in and out of the market. You are not worried about the long term. You're just in and out of the wicks and you're continuing from there. Pingu, can I short Bitcoin if it falls below 85K? So again, if you're looking for a trade right now for Bitcoin, we have to break this wick low right here at 85. Yes, it is a scalping opportunity, but the way to know when to take your profits, all you have to do is pay attention to the wick. So the first set of wick is right here. It's at 84.5. Your second set of wicks on the 4-hour interval is at 83.6. Any break below that level, and it's a free short opportunity down back to 81, if not lower to 79, 77 again. So that's pretty much how I trade when I'm looking for wick breaks and for taking profits or when to take profits. I kind of pay attention to the previous wicks. So that would be your trade update if you're looking at it from that perspective. But again, if you're looking at it from this certain candlestick right now, like this current one, sorry, it's not a trade, right? There's no trade here because again, we haven't broken the wick low. And we're pretty much just trading in between. The risk of taking a short here is the EMA retest. So that's why me personally, I'm not trading this zone. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys a perspective on what exactly to expect for the next few days. Now, speaking about the next few days, I told you guys this yesterday at 86.5. It wouldn't be a bad idea to look for some sort of spot positions from the short term. The reason why I said that was I figured if Bitcoin does end up squeezing, altcoins in general should see a squeeze as well, right? That's the way it works. Bitcoin goes up, alts go up, Bitcoin goes down, alts get decimated. So Ethereum, you can see, went from 2,200 all the way to the peak of 2,500 in one 4-hour candlestick. It's about a $300 move set. Even Doge and Solana and many other coins saw such a massive rally, so it doesn't really matter what kind of spot position you had. You made money yesterday if you did take the long. So you can see from Doge 20 to 24, and just in general Solana from 140 all the way up into 179. Now, these sort of situations can happen a lot, mostly when it comes down to a daily time frame where you see Bitcoin end up breaking out of a major structure. That's your number one play to start looking for spot positions for altcoins. And I'm not talking about, your FWOG and your random meme coins. No, I'm talking about actual altcoins that actually hold value as well and had a move set towards the downside. What I mean by that is Solana, Doge, Bitcoin, even Ethereum. These are very easy trade opportunities from spot. Let's say you have, whatever, even a 20 to 30% increase in one day on altcoins is a massive gain for anyone's portfolio regardless. You start doing that over consistently, you know, you'll start growing your portfolio very fast. But so when I'm talking about it from that perspective, that's why I say, like, you guys saw my Noobcat trade where I took the trade position, you know, on that trade just from a bounce perspective, and you saw me make like $6 grand. That's pretty much what I do, right? When the market is extremely oversold, I go look at coins that are obviously held strong, but they just dropped during this time period within whatever, a 4-hour or daily. I go for those coins because those coins are the ones that are going to bounce the fastest when the market does recover. Again, no one knows when the market is going to recover, but this is where that dollar cost averaging and whatever strategy you want to use comes into play. So right now for Bitcoin, this is the game plan. If we drop below 85, then yes, I'm looking for a short scalp position, at least down to 84.5. Break of that down to 82.4. Break of that, and we are probably going to go back to 77 to 78. Now, I want to give you guys a little tinfoil hat moment. I don't think necessarily that Bitcoin is ready for such a large move just yet. And the reason for that, bear with me, is this little situation we had right here. So you can see, right? Look at what happened to Bitcoin. Everyone pay attention. This is important. This was the previous BART formation at all-time high. Remember when I told you guys, okay, you know, we're currently here at 106K. This is where I think Bitcoin's going to drop. So this is now 77. So if everyone following along, this is now your 78K. Look what happened next to Bitcoin. This is why I love previous price analysis. Bitcoin went from 43 down to 30, comes back up. The next day, it goes from 36 up to 43. Then it breaks back down again to 33 and then to 31. Then it consolidates in between that range. If we're looking at it from this perspective, from previous bull market, from previous all-time high bull market, then we know that the 77 range is most likely going to get tested again. Right? If we're just looking at previous price analysis, most likely what's going to happen within the next few days is we're going to see another test and then another test and then a consolidation and then a rip. What we saw here was exactly the same BART formation that we saw back in 2021. Exact same pullback, exact same range, exact same drop. And that's where, you know, this is where like technical analysis kind of gets interesting because you start looking at previous patterns and it's to the T, right? Like from, if you look at the BART formation from the top, this is your zone at 106 all the way down into 77. That's why when we hit 77K, I didn't panic. You guys saw I switched up and I said, look, I think this is where the BART formation ends. I would be expecting a relief rally here versus everyone else on YouTube that was calling for 69K. If you go on some YouTuber videos, right, you can go search it, but a few of them were calling for 69 to 50K Bitcoin. The difference is that when you play BARTs and you play these cycles long enough, you kind of understand when exactly there's going to be a relief and then the continuation. I think what happened yesterday was simply just the relief rally, and now we're looking for a continuation or, of course, a structure break. But it's a little too early to say, so I'm not going to say, okay, guys, everyone short, we're back in bull. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be that person. I'm simply right now just watching to see what happens once this wick low breaks. If we lose 85, it is a clean shorting opportunity, at least down to somewhere here, right? So that's pretty much the trade setup. In terms of Ethereum and, you know, long-term and everything, a $2,000 Ethereum, guys, is pretty crazy to think about. So if you're one of those long-term people, then these prices are great, right? Long-term, these prices are awesome. But for those leveraging and stuff right now, there's going to be better opportunities for a short. And that brings me to my last point here, guys, is touch grass. It's okay. Okay. And what I mean by that is I was gone. I had chiropractor today. My back was killing me, whatever. I was busy today, but the biggest thing is I didn't trade today too much. Solana, cool. There was that trade, but I don't care what happened today. I really don't. And the reason for that is everything that happened yesterday was based on news and it was based on weekend volume. That's why I kept telling you guys, don't get too excited. It's a big day tomorrow for confirmations. I kept saying that. It's a big day tomorrow for confirmations. The reason why I kept saying that to you guys was because today there's volume. Today the hedge funds are open. Today the stock market was open. The volume was there. If this truly was a Bitcoin rally, then we should have bounced from here and continued higher. If it was truly the Bitcoin rally, right? Of course, tariffs, no one expected, sure, whatever news is in play, but the fact that the whole move set completed all the way right back down tells you a lot, and that's where you have to be very careful. A lot of folks get trapped in these ranges like this, right? They'll think that the first green candle is your major 100% go all in candle when it's not. Your first green candle should be a slow dollar cost averaging and then a continuation. FOMO is very dangerous in a bull market because you can enter at prices you wish you entered at prior, and again, if they continue ripping, you're going to be like, I'm missing out. You're not missing out. The market has ways to humble folks like that. And again, you don't want to be that person that goes all in at the peak of the bull market corrects for 40%, and then you start writing threads on how crypto's a scam and Satoshi's a fraud and, you know, whatever. Like, you see those kind of people and you wonder how they get like that. That's exactly how they get like that. People buy it when Doge or anything is at all-time high. You know, someone tells them, hey man, you should invest in this coin. It's going to do really well. Coin goes down. They say this shit's a scam. I'm losing my money. It's all days, red days, whatever. It's not that. It's just people are uneducated, right? So that's where pretty much where the difference is from a long-term trader versus short-term mindsets. And you get those in terms, you know, people make fun of retail and whatever. And again, like, that's the problem, is that a lot of people get burned like this from YouTubers specifically, because again, everyone comes to YouTube to learn. And when you have some random YouTuber telling you, all right, guys, go all in here at the peak of 95, and now we're just trading at 85, and a lot of their altcoins are down 30%. That's the problem, right? That's where the issues come from. So again, that's why I keep telling you guys, I will watch over you guys every single day. I try to do this as best as I can, and I always watch for trade updates. But if there isn't a trade update, don't bother me, right? And that's the biggest thing. Don't message me and say, oh, Pingu, should we short? Should we do this? Should we do that? Because I'm not comfortable sending the trade. That means there is no trade, right? That's the biggest thing. Is right now, all I'm paying attention to is 85. This whole move set, if you wanted to short, you don't need my blessing to short it, right? It broke below the EMAs, go ahead and short. I don't care. But for me, I like sending certain conditions. Like, you guys saw this whole price action, I didn't send a trade. When did I send a trade? Do you guys remember? I sent it right here. I said, look, Bitcoin is now pushing into the EMAs. I'm looking for a long, for a squeeze of the breakout. We got the breakout, then we got the squeeze, right? That was a clean trade. We didn't trade this chop in between. There was no reason to. Right now, I'm expecting the same sort of chop situation to happen again. And yes, it is bearish territory. Bitcoin is down 9.4%. That's pretty bad. Like, that's not good. That's very bad, right? That's, as you can tell, the bears are definitely in control here. And with tariffs and all the noise in the market, I am not a long perspective right now. I'm not looking for longs. If anything, I'm looking for short scalps, quick trades in and out, following the volume, following the momentum. And of course, if Bitcoin continues to reject the EMAs and we fall lower, then we know from previous cycle that we should get a few more retests around 78 to 77K. There's going to be more buying opportunities. You guys don't have to freak out. Oh my God, I missed the first green candle. It's over for me. It's not how market works. You don't just get your second bull market in one candlestick. That's literally not how it works. There's going to be long periods of consolidation and breakouts, and then you slowly start making your rallies again. That's pretty much how it goes over. Everyone make sense? How is this even a bull market? It has to be over. So again, people, I think, just have a perspective loss here. Bitcoin was trading at 25,000 in the bear market. We're currently trading at 85,000. So yes, it's still considered a bull market, unless of course the previous low is taken out, which I don't think is happening anytime soon. Even previous all-time high is taken out, which of course was around 72K. So it's still a bull market in comparison. Maybe not for you, but for a lot of people it still is, right? And that's the biggest thing, is you have to keep in mind that we've seen such massive rallies for a lot of these altcoins, you know, Solana from 30 bucks, whatever, like AVAX, I can name so many, PopCat. Yes, there's been some massive gains, and right now I think people are really holding on to the fact that, you know, oh, my altcoins didn't pump where I wanted to, so it's not a bull market. Your altcoins will pump during the second leg. The second leg is altcoin season. Always happens like that. Remember when I told you guys the second leg opportunity for Bitcoin is going to happen from a daily perspective? The second leg is going to be like this. Usually it falls back down. Second leg opportunity like this, and then it breaks all-time high, not by much. Again, I'm betting, you know what? I do want to draw something here real quick, just so everyone, that was from the previous example here. Let me just delete that. I do want to just, you know, for fun, just draw, I think, where Bitcoin is going to go this cycle, right there, around there. So this is my drawing. I'm going to leave that there. But yeah, I think that's where the next all-time high will top out, and then Bitcoin collapses from there. Again, it can go higher, cool. I'm not really that person to say, okay, 117 is the spot. But just judging from previous all-time high and how Bitcoin traded, I think somewhere around that zone is where Bitcoin, the next all-time high is going to happen. And then, of course, that's the start of the bear market. But for now, guys, again, it is not, you don't have to trade this sideways news-based trades, right? Again, reserve and then tariffs today. All you can do is just wait for the wicks to break, right? If you wanted to short realistically, above EMAs, we don't short, below EMAs, we short. And all we're looking for right now is a break of 85K. Break of that, we should see a drop to 84.5. If it continues lower, awesome. Asia hours, you'll make a lot more money as well. But if it continues to consolidate here, we are not trading. We are not looking for trades here, okay? Same thing with Solana. I told you guys it's heading down to 146. It did hit 146. And you can see right now, the problem with Solana is that, yeah, this gets pretty ugly pretty fast, right? We lose this wick low. The next wick low is 137. We lose that wick low in 134. So that's pretty much how you trade wicks. So this is the issue with Sol. Solana was, a lot of meme coins took a lot of hits today. And I think in general, a lot of coins, took a lot of hits today. So for me, I'm just kind of sitting on my hands and just going to vibe. I'm not going to pay attention too much to the market until later tonight for Asia hours. Because right now, usually is a dead time anyways. But your only trade update really that I have for you guys is the 85.1 or 85K. 85K breaks, short it down to 84.5, and then just scalp it. Again, scalp it. Keyword is scalp it. We are not swinging. We are not looking for swing longs. We are not looking for swing shorts. We are traders that are in and out of this market, scalping positions, entering and exiting. And if you complain about fees, I cannot help you because, again, I've told you guys this hundreds of times. Blowfin fees are very cheap comparative to a lot of these other exchanges, and you get the cash back. It is in the link in the bio. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And once again, I truly hope you guys are taking this seriously, because when Pingu says do not trade, it genuinely means do not trade. If Pingu says do not long, it means do not long. I don't know if some of you noticed, I haven't been replying to your DMs saying, oh my God, Pingu, I went long and you were short. I don't know what to do. You are on your own. I have completely lost sympathy for those people that don't listen and continue to do mistakes over and over. At the end of the day, the best way to learn is to lose your own money. I can only do so much. I'm one person. But again, if there is no trade, I'm not going to send a trade. I'm not going to force a trade. Today is a pretty chill day. Yesterday was absolutely crazy. And today, there's no reason to give back to the market. So I hope you guys, yes, Blowfin does allow USA. You might have to use a VPN, but I know some folks from USA do trade on Blowfin. So it works out. All right, everyone good? Yes, everyone happy? Everyone understand? Everyone on the same page? All right, I'll let you guys do your thing. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm gonna go do my thing, and we'll talk later. Again, just for now, I explained it before. It's in the stream, but you can dollar cost average slowly into these levels, but you don't necessarily want to go all in. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. All right, guys. Peace out. Thanks for listening. See ya.